Alright everyone, this is Seth Dark Arts, and I'm back once again with my 15th video. And I haven't been on these videos for a minute, but I'm back right now, so sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Now, I have been getting a lot of love from a lot of people, a lot of comments coming in on YouTube, Facebook, and my blog. Yes, I have a blog as well, people. The thing with that is, I've only written two things on there. I put two postings up, and the reason I haven't really focused on my blog is because if I seem a little mellow right now, it's because I just woke up. But yeah, anyway, the reason I haven't really been touching on the blog so much is because I picked up the impression that people got tired of reading. Because just imagine all the videos that I made, the way that I talk, I used to write the same way on Facebook. So it may have seemed a little long-winded and drawn out, but I love to write. I like writing my ideas down. So when I switched over to making these YouTube videos, what happened was with that, it's because we're physical creatures in physical reality right now, we tend to connect and resonate more with visual and audible things. So if we can see it and hear it, we tend to connect more with it on a deeper level. So once I started making these videos, I said, okay, well, I'm going to just stick with this because it might seem a little bit more entertaining than just reading some long text. But recently, someone did hit me up on my blog, and I had actually, I don't want to say, not forgot about it, but it kind of slipped my mind. So when the email came through to me on my phone telling me that I had an email on a blog, I was kind of like, what the hell is this? Because I thought it was junk mail and spam. I was about to delete it, but I clicked on it, and yeah, somebody actually did hit me up who's been watching my videos on YouTube, and she actually seems like a quite very interesting person. And she wants to connect with me, and I want to connect with her too. So I'm not going to drop her name because she might not like that. But if you watch this video right now, you know who you are. You're the only person that has contacted me on my blog. And yes, I would like to get to know you more as well. You seem very interesting. Excuse me. And yes, the experience that you told me about that you want to share, but you're not quite ready yet, take your time. There's no rush, love. Take your time. And when you feel ready and you feel comfortable enough to let loose and tell me what happened, then that's when you do it. But in the meantime, there's no rush, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. Sit back and relax and, you know, just enjoy. Now, I'm very proud of a lot of you out there, especially one of you. And this is from Mr. J222. And he sent me a comment saying that he has been telling people since he was a kid that they could fly, meaning in these other realms, of course. And he said as a practice, he used to float. He used to float, and now he could actually feel himself maintaining flight. And he said that's amazing. He also said recently he made a hat levitate off the ground into his hand, and it had a real feeling to it, just like the flying. Now, my other videos back in the past, when I went into levitation and flying, I said that when you go into these other realms, it actually there's a feeling to it, a real feeling that every time once you start doing it, it's always the same feeling. So, just an example, that the feeling of grabbing something in physical reality, grabbing a pen or picking up a book, or lifting weights or anything, there's a definite feeling to that. It never changes. It's always the same feeling, basically. It's the same thing when you cross over into these other realms. When you start to fly or levitate or use telekinesis or many other abilities, teleportation, whatever it is, there is a definite feeling to it that once you get the hang of it, it never changes. Now, the thing with this is, it will be different, and it probably is different for everybody. my feeling for flying might have a completely different feeling from your feeling of flying. My feeling when I use telekinesis might be a completely different feeling from when you use telekinesis. Um, it doesn't matter. The point is that you can do it. We're all different, so quite naturally, our abilities may have different feelings to them. And the thing is, we'll never really know. Since we're all individual, we never really know. You will never know what my feeling of flying or levitation is because you cannot share in my own subjective experience. So we all have our own subjective experiences. We could talk about it and probably link up some correlations and similarities, but on the very basic fundamental level, you'll never exactly know, or we'll never know exactly what we're feeling for each other. Um, it is possible, though. You know, I always got to throw a curveball. It is possible, but that's on a much more, I don't want to say advanced level, but on a different level. This goes back into inner senses where you could actually go into a person's feeling, similar to empathy a little bit, but on a much deeper level where you could actually enter a person and feel what they're feeling. But I'm not going to go there now. That's another video. I'm going to leave that alone for now because that'd take me on another tour. But yeah, he basically said that, yeah, he could fly and he started to levitate things. And that's very good, Mr. J222. Keep it up. Keep it up, my friend. Yes. Um, he said he also took my advice and started talking to his higher self. And he said, now I know how this feels. He said he feels a little dumb thinking that it would speak back to him. And I know how that feels, man, because back in the days when my inner self started to contact me, um, I did feel kind of stupid. I did feel kind of stupid, man, because you have all type of stuff going through your mind, man. You're like, man, am I losing it? Because you're sitting down and you start talking to yourself, and like I said, it doesn't have to be audible, vocally. You don't have to speak out loud and say, "Okay, my inner self." You could do that if you want to, but it's all mental. So you could have these conversations in your head, but in the beginning, you do start to feel like you might be losing a little bit, um, because you start saying to yourself, in our world, people who talk to themselves or hear voices are usually deemed as crazy. Um, but don't worry about that. Keep doing it. And like I said, if you keep doing it, it will make contact with you. And you have to believe that it's there and you're going to make contact with it. See, from my thoughts anyway, the inner self likes to, I don't want to say test you, because it's more of you're testing yourself. You're testing yourself to see, testing yourself as far as your own beliefs and what is possible in your realm of your imagination. And yeah, it will contact you not when it's ready, but when you're ready. And that's the whole thing. Because if I tell you, okay, the inner self, it's going to test you and you have to wait for it to contact you, that's not the best way to teach someone something. Because if I say that, then you might fail the test. You see what I'm saying? You might say, well, I've been trying and trying, but oh well, I guess my inner self is not ready for me and it's not ready to make contact. No, it's going to contact you when you're ready to make contact. So that could be right now. It could be in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It can be a year from now. But when you're truly ready, yourself, it'll start making contact. And that's what happened with me. And being ready could mean not just saying, okay, I'm ready, but it has to be a deep feeling within yourself that you are truly ready to start making this contact. And once you are, trust me, brother, it will. It will make contact. And as I said before many times, it's the only friend that you truly need on your journey. Once you make contact with that inner self, if you're into, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not knocking anyone, to each his own. But if you're into magic and worshiping and all these type of things, you can still do that. you know, because we create things, and that's why we're here to create. That could still be fun. But once you make contact with that inner self, that's the only true guide that you will ever need. Yeah, so real talk, leave it at that for you. Keep training, don't give up. Um, Something else I think I saw here that he said before. Okay, yeah, one more comment. So, yeah, Mr. J2 has really been, Mr. J222 has really been throwing some comments at me. He has sent me one saying that he wanted to know if it was possible that the government or some entity is watching us while we dream, or monitoring our lucidity. He said, because I've had two occasions I've become lucid and something tried to push me out of the dream. First, it was a giant dark arm that broke from the ground, that reached out towards me, trying to destroy me. And the second was this morning when I went lucid and I finally spoke with a character in it. When I turned to the left, a tall hooded figure, deep blackness in the hood, was right there. And then he went on to say, I woke up immediately, or it just shocked me out of lucidity with its eerie, frightening demeanor. Now, I need to hit on that for a minute. Yes, I know how it is, man. I know that in the beginning, when you start going into this stuff, it is easy. We have to be careful. It is very easy to fall into the realm of thinking that the government has some type of technology, or the Greys, or the ETs, or the reptilians, or entities, and all these things that are trying to block us from tapping into this other energy. And I'm going to tell you right now, they can't touch us, man. I've said this before. We are gods. We're gods in training. We're immortal. Yes, we can die. But those people say, oh, what's he talking about? We're immortal. We all die. Yes, it's true. We do die in this physical reality, but not us. We don't die. The physical body dies. And that's just the process, man. That's how it flows here in this reality. We chose physical reality, and we have to play it out the way the rules are set here. But yeah, don't fall into the trap, people. Don't. I know a lot of people get on YouTube, and I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not trying to degrade anyone or put down their videos, but we are multidimensional beings. We have unlimited power and potential. Once you start going down that dark road of talking about, you know, the government is trying to stop you, it's reptilians, ETs, the Greys, Zeta Arctic, I don't know, all these names out there, man. Don't worry about that stuff. No one can touch you. You are God. Who can touch you? If you're a God, that's why I keep saying that we are gods. When you go into God mode and you start thinking that you're a God, who can touch you? No one can hurt a God. A God is all powerful. A God is all powerful. No one can touch you if you start believing that you are a God. And you are. All of you. We're all gods. Now, I know some of you might be wondering why I don't say goddess, and I just say the word God. The reason I say we're all gods in training and not gods and goddesses is because I'm trying to break that duality thinking of good, evil, white, black, male, female. It doesn't matter. We're all male and female at the same time. And I've told you this in other videos. We live many lives simultaneously. Right now, at this moment, I am, and so are you. If you're a man, you're a woman right now, another reality. If you're a woman, you're a man right now, another reality. And if you're an adult, you're a child right now, another reality. And if you're a child or very young, you're an elderly person, another reality. There's many different times happening all right now. So, yeah, I'm trying to break that idea of duality of male and female, the God, the goddess. So to keep it simple for all of us, I'm just going to say we're all gods, and I'm going to leave it at that. This is why I never use the word goddess. Okay, good. Now you know my theory, my thinking behind that. But yes, no one can touch you. No one can touch you. There are no. Well, I'm not going to say there are no grays because that would be ignorant on my part. I'm not going to say there's no reptilians and there's no ETs. For the simple fact of, even if they were not real, we've made them real already. I've told you before, thoughts carry electromagnetic energy, And every thought that you have, it manifests somewhere. If not here, in this reality, it manifests in another reality, right? So even if there were no Greys or no reptilians or no ETs, we've already created them. And they are existing in some other reality. And because of all the thousands or millions of people in this planet thinking about Greys, ETs, and reptilians, we've given them so much power and energy to juice them up that they have their own thing going on. And who knows, maybe they are breaking through from their reality into this one and making contact with people. But we can't waste time thinking about that, man. We can't waste our time watching videos about the reptilians, Anunnaki, all these things, because, and at the end of the day, it's like, well, who cares? All right, they got their thing going on, but we have to focus on our energy and what can we do. And I don't want to get off on a rant about that stuff because it can't take me there. But yeah, don't worry about that stuff. You are a god, and we're all gods, and I'm going to leave it at that. Simple. Now, confidence. Yeah, I'm going to make this video. This got to be about confidence, man. Confidence in what you do. And I'm getting to the point where I don't even like using this word out-of-body experience anymore because it's been used so much by now. It's like, man, people just throwing around left and right. OBE, out-of-body experience, lucid dream. Now, I might have to use those terms so people can know what I'm talking about sometimes, but I'm really trying to break you all away from those terms. It's not necessarily really an out-of-body experience. It's not really a lucid dream. It's just a shift in consciousness, man. That's all it is. You're shifting your consciousness. When you close your eyes at night, you simply shut out the physical world and your consciousness shifts into another reality. It's that simple. So what has been called dreams is not really a dream. See, you got to understand the etymology and the play on words. When people use words like dream, automatically, instantly, you think not real. And that's how it is here. When somebody says, oh man, I had this experience last night, it was very deep, it was very profound, and this doesn't happen. The person goes, wow, really, tell me more. And they go, when this happened? And then you say, oh man, it was a dream. The moment you say dream, the person loses complete interest because they automatically, by training, the way they've been trained is that dreams are not real. So instantly you lose all validity and credibility, and people no longer are really interested in what you have to say unless they have an interest in those areas. But once you say the keyword dream, not real. That's it. Dream equals not a real experience. This is what people feel. But they don't know the mysteries, you see. They don't understand the deeper side to this. I have discovered on my own, which I knew this a long time ago, but of course as you grow, things get further validated and become more credible to yourself. Yeah, man, dreams are not dreams. They are real. Every time, and I think this is one of the biggest things that, people talk about the biggest secret. What's the biggest secret? Okay, the biggest secret is Illuminati, the secret societies, the black ops, the government are running, the Greys, the ETs, the reptilians, the ancient wisdom. The true secret is us. We are the secret. And the secret is that we all travel in and out of this reality on a daily basis, whether it's in the form of dreams, altered states of consciousness, or daydreams, everything. Our consciousness is always fluctuating and shifting into other realities, probable realities, and that is the secret. This is why they don't talk about dreams to us too much on a deep level in school, university, the media, anywhere, because they don't want us tapping into this stuff, man, or becoming aware. So you have to understand the deeper ramifications of these areas. let's say, can you imagine how, I don't know if, I don't want to repeat myself. I don't know if I said this in other videos, but if I did, I apologize. But can you imagine what would happen if people learned that they have the power to step outside of the official line of consciousness, excuse me, and enter, shift their consciousness into other realities? Well, for one, there goes the entertainment industry. That's gone. That's done with. If you can enter other realities at will, or create other realities at will, and yes, we can do that. But if you can learn how to do this, there goes the entertainment industry right there. Who has time to worry about the next big blockbuster with all its CG? And it's nice, these things are nice too, but who has time to worry about that when you're like, man, I could do 10 times better than that by myself? There goes the entertainment industry. Nobody will care anymore about what Hollywood is throwing out. And they have been throwing out a lot of garbage recently. Um, but yeah, nobody has time to think about that. Travel. How the travel industry will be hurt. Now, travel is nice. I'm not against travel. But if you could travel out of your body into these other realms, I think people will be traveling a lot less because they'll be saying, well, I could spend $1,500, $2,000 to travel to this foreign country, or I could sit right here in my own home and explore the inner lands of my own psyche and go deep within myself. And not only will I travel, I'll actually do things that could be beneficial to my consciousness expanding and to my health and to myself. So, yeah, these are things that we have to understand on a deeper level why they don't touch on these subjects. It's not just because it goes much more deeper than, oh, they just want to keep the secrets from us and keep it for themselves, and it's corporations and secret societies. It goes deeper than that. We have to get past that and see much more into it of why these things are not expressed. And we also have to remember that I said in my last videos that they do know about these things, so-called elite people, whoever you want to call them. Yes, they know about these things, but don't play yourself down. You're probably tapping into some energy that's 20 times more powerful than they have even touched into. Because, I gotta laugh right now. When I look at these secret society videos, right, and they're talking about some, the skull and bones and the Freemasons, and you have these secret society groups, and this is their rituals, and these cats are walking around with aprons on, with all this Masonic imagery, and I'm not knocking them, but I'm just saying that if you are thinking that that is what the secret knowledge is, you really dropped the ball, man. You're missing the whole point. That ain't the secret knowledge, man. The secret knowledge is not about doing rituals in some temple somewhere, holding skulls and dressing up in aprons and laying in a coffin, and all that kind of stuff. That has completely nothing to do with the true deep knowledge that I'm talking about. I'm trying to take you beyond all of that nonsense and show you the real power. And the real power is in you. You already have it. Excuse me, gotta adjust my leg. I'm falling asleep here. But yeah, the real power is in you. You have it right now. And what seems to be stopping a lot of people from tapping into this power is not just a lack of information, but a lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. Now, this is what you got to do. You need to tell yourself every day, and I know people are going to laugh, but you know what? I'm going to make you laugh right now. I do it all the time. When I wake up in the morning and I take a shower, because I got a big mirror in my bathroom. When I take a shower, I look in the mirror and I tell myself, I am a God. I am a God in training. I am the best. I am the most powerful. And you got to find a word that works for you. If you don't like the word God, you can call yourself whatever you want. You want to call yourself a magician. You want to call yourself a goddess. Like I said, I don't use goddess, but you could use goddess. You could use anything you want. A magician, a goddess, a black mage, a sorcerer, whatever you want. I call myself a god And I also call myself a dark artist. As you see in my videos and my name, I use Seth Dark Arts. Yes, I am a dark artist. And as a dark artist, if you don't know what a dark artist is, check back to my other videos. But it has nothing to do with any of this stuff going on about demons and he's on the dark side of life. No, no, no. See, that's a play on words right now. You have to go deep. Stop buying into the stereotype versions of light and dark, black and white. But I told you before, a dark artist is simply someone who goes within themselves, into the darkness of themselves. When your eyes are closed, you go deep into that darkness and you access those other realms of reality. That's what a dark artist is. A dark artist is one who is not afraid to travel into themselves. And when you travel into yourself, you travel into other worlds, because other worlds live inside of you. See what I'm saying? So don't let the words scare you. Don't let words scare you. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, when I'm in the shower or any time during the day, I tell myself always, I say, I am a God. I am, well, I say a God. I don't say I am God. I say I am a God, because there are many gods. We're all gods. I'm a God. You're a God. Everyone is a God. So I'm a God in training. And once again, why do I say a God in training? Because obviously, in physical reality, we don't have all of our powers. But when you go into these altered states, when you shift your consciousness, you can access your other powers. And this is all training for once we leave physical reality. When you die, you got your ammo with you, and you're ready to start going into these other worlds. And you won't be as lost as some of these other cats out here who either have no interest in any of this, or they laugh at it. People like that, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, but people who have no interest in these areas and they laugh and think it's a joke, I feel very sorry for them when they die and cross over. I'm not saying because they're going to go to hell, but some of them will go to hell. Now, I'm not religious. You all know this by now. I don't believe in heaven and hell, but a lot of people, because our minds are so powerful, our consciousness is so powerful, some people will create a hell, temporary hell. They will burn for what will seem like an eternity, but at some point, they'll wake up and they'll realize that I just created all this for nothing. But if they understood more of what I'm talking about and the knowledge I'm kicking out to all of you, they won't have to go that route. When they leave the physical body, they'll have a deeper understanding. They'll say, all right, this is what I've been hearing about and what I've been training myself in for. And then they'll be able to take off and explore and see what's going on. They won't be as lost and going through all these random changes of imagery that happens to people when they die because they have no control of their abilities. So yeah. So I tell myself, I am a God. I am the best. I'm the king. I am the most powerful dark artist in the universe. And when I say these things, don't get it twisted. Don't misinterpret. I don't mean you tell yourself these things while looking down on other people. I still believe in helping my fellow brothers and sisters out there. And I never put myself, I never get conceited to a point where, okay, I'm better than everybody because I'm a god. And there's a time and place for all of that, but never put others down, because that's when you become delusional and you start to block out things. Yes, I am a god in training. I am a powerful dark artist, but at the same time, there's always more to learn. There are no masters. I've said this before. If you consider yourself a master, and that's a play on words again, this means there's nothing else to learn. You've learned everything. And that's very boring. If you think you've learned everything there is to learn, then you're not going to grow anymore. So I'm always, even as I call myself a god, and a god in training, a powerful god, a powerful dark artist, I'm still aware that there are other things that I can still learn from others and in other realms of reality. Infinite realities equals infinite information. So there you go right there, you know. Let me see, what else I want to touch on. Yeah, so you got to believe in yourself, man. You got to believe in yourself, and you have to know your power is the truth and more powerful than whatever anybody else is throwing at you. And the key is, you see, when you start thinking this way, this thinking carries over into when you start going to bed, when you dream, um, in your meditations. This is why you have to think this way. If you can't get into this stuff saying, well, yeah, I'm kind of powerful, but this person's working voodoo over here, and I don't know, Papa Legba, and Papa Legba's one of the patrons of voodoo. But you can't worry about that stuff, man. You can't think about that. Yeah, I don't see me. I don't worry about none of that shit. I don't worry about that. And I know people can work some pretty powerful energy, but you see, I make contact with my inner self, and we have combined our powers and our energies together. And I've tapped into the power of my own. I told you in my other videos, I've experienced the power of my inner self and of my own soul or entity. If you don't like the word soul, you can say entity, same thing. But I tapped into that inner power, and I felt it. I've actually felt it, and I know what type of power I'm working with. So, and this is the same power you all have too. I'm not saying I'm special. You all have the same power too. But the difference is once you actually feel it, you say, oh man, this is deep. And when I was given the privilege or the honor of actually tapping into myself, my own energy, and when I felt that, I said, man, people can come at me with anything they want because they can't touch me. And now this is when that conceitedness needs to come in. Like I said, don't put yourself in a position where you're looking down on your fellow brothers and sisters. But when somebody's coming at you with some nonsense, this is when you need to have that I am the king, I am a god, I am the best attitude. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're weak-minded, a person will come at you. Let's say you get into an altercation, right, with somebody who's also working with some energy, and they say, oh, I'm gonna put a hex on you. I'm gonna work some real mojo against you. I'm gonna send, I'm gonna send these energies at you. If you're weak-minded, you fall into that, man. The next thing you know, you're going, oh, I heard a sound. I don't know this person who does voodoo over here. That this person's a magician. This person, sent something at me, and I couldn't sleep last night. If you know your power, you got to shake that shit off, man. You have to. And I do it all the time. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, sometimes I do hear strange bumps in the night, little oddities going around. But I don't let that faze me because I've truly put full confidence into myself and into my inner self as my backup source and my right hand. I don't want to say man or woman, say my right hand entity, man. But this is my right hand. He or she, it's sexless. It can be anything it wants, anytime. But it knows that I believe in it, and it believes in me. And when our powers are combined as one, which we have already done, I'm ready to face anything. So when I hear strange stuff at night, weird sounds, and I get up out of bed, I'm ready. I'm focused, and I'm ready to take on whatever it is. And I know a lot of people probably, we all have that feel. You wake up in the middle of the night, and you go to the bathroom, you open the door to your room. There's always that split-second feeling that you think there's going to be some wild shit on the other side. Sometimes you might even open the door slowly because you feel you swing that door open, man, there's going to be some hideous-looking thing on the other side. But I'm always ready for it because when I hear stuff going on at night, if I do, it doesn't happen all the time, but if it did happen, the moment I open my eyes, Inner Self is right there with me. And he said, all right, let's see what's going on. When I swing that door open, whatever's going to be there, I'm ready to take it on. And as I said before, as long as it's not something physical, it can't hurt you. So if you're positive that you lock those doors at night and there's nothing coming into your home, that door is locked, you got your locks on, the windows are locked, everything is secure. And if you hear strange bumps in the night, then you know that it's something psychic. And if it's something psychic, you always have the upper hand, because then it's going to be a psychic battle. And when I say psychic battle, I mean that more in terms of you can handle it. Because if you're seeing something outside of yourself that is not physical and it's not physically manifested, but if you can see it, that means it's going on in here. And if it's contacting you and if it's going on in here, then you're also inside of its mind as well. So therefore, it will be a psychic battle. And the battle comes down to who's stronger or what's stronger. Are you going to run like a coward and hide and jump under the sheets? Or are you going to stand your ground and see what's going on? And it doesn't have to always be a battle. You don't have to take it, everything as a battle when you see things manifest. Talk to it. If you open a door, you wake up in the middle of the night. Now, all right, this is going to connect back to what Mr. J222 was talking about. He saw the figure with a hood on, with deep blackness inside. When you see these things, don't be afraid. Question them. I told him that there's a possibility that was his inner guy, his inner self, trying to make contact with him. Don't be afraid. Stand your ground. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you see these images or characters in your room with the dark hoods on and all black, don't be afraid. Don't run into shadow people, reptilians, ETs, the Greys, they're trying to kidnap me. No. Wake up confident. Look right at them and question them. And you could do that in your head, mentally. Say, hello, who are you? How can I help you? You know what I'm saying? But you don't have to jump into a battle all the time. Everything is not out there to get you. These things come at us as tests to see, are we really ready to go into these areas? And a long time ago, ancient knowledge in the mystery, they would use things to detour people. Certain words would be used, or imagery, to turn the weak-minded people away. Now, I'm not calling anybody weak-minded. I'm just using this as an example. But sometimes we do this to ourselves to see if we are ready. We create images ourselves, and they come at us in certain ways to test ourselves. And when they come at us in the shape of whatever it is, could be tall, hooded black figures with hoods on, looking like ring wraiths or the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings. And I know if you wake up in the middle of the night and you see something looking like a ring wraith or Nazgul from the Lord of the Rings, that's some scary shit to wake up to. But once you build up that power and that enough confidence that it doesn't shake you that much, then you know you're ready. And that's when the true, how should I say, excitement starts to kick in, because you start saying, wow, I overcame that. What else is out there? What else can I do? And yeah, this is where the confidence plays in. So when you start having these experiences, when you shift that consciousness at night, you go into these other realms, this is when it all comes in also, the confidence of, I am a God, I am the most powerful, I am the best, I am the greatest. And this is not just, let me touch on this for a minute, this is not just for shifting consciousness. This applies to physical reality too. I know I talk a lot about other realms, but at the same time we're also here in physical reality. So we can't forget about that too. This confidence carries over into your daily life. If you have a problem talking to women, when you have that attitude, I am a God, I am the greatest, I am the best, I am the most powerful dark artist, dark magician, whatever you want to use, that carries over. If you're afraid to talk to women, that will boost you. You walk up to any woman and say, hello. Now, you're not going to say, don't get me wrong now, don't get it twisted. You're not going to walk up to a woman and say, hello, I am the most powerful God, and I am the most powerful dark magician or dark artist. Now, you don't want to say that because, you might lose some brownie points right there. She might run off screaming or call her brother in to take care of you. But, you keep that on the inside. You keep that for private time. But when you approach her, you have a different air about yourself. If you carry yourself like a god, other people will pick up on that. And like I said, I got to keep stressing it. I do not mean carry yourself as you're better than others. I mean just carry yourself in a confident way that no one can really bring you down, and no haters can stop you. Same for women. If you feel down about yourself, you have trouble talking to men, you feel you're overweight, or you feel some problems, with yourself you're not happy with, don't forget, you are God as well. And when you go out there, I don't care. Look, man, I'm going to say this. I don't care if you got one roll of toilet paper, 2 peanuts, 1 shoe, and a sock. You are still a God. And you still got to believe that. I don't care. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what your financial status is. I don't care if you have 2 pennies and half a chocolate bar in your pocket. You are still a God. That's it. We can't connect, physical reality things with this kind of thinking. I know a lot of people might say, well, if you're a God, then why? This is what a lot of people come at me with sometimes. They say, well, if you're a so-called God, how come you're not all-powerful? How come you're not rich? How come you don't have a sports car and a mansion? See, cats who say stuff like that, they don't get it. What I'm talking about here, this has nothing to do with physical, material things, materialistic ideas and thinking. Now, if you want those things, of course, quite naturally, you could carry this thinking over into those realms, and you could go into putting that energy as far as directing it to trying to get those things, working hard, creating your own business, um, focusing your energy towards things that could connect to that. Sorry, I just stuttered there. But yeah, connect into that kind of stuff. But that's not the real goal, man. See, when you go really deep in yourself, it takes a lot of pressure off from daily life. Because you start to say, when you get to the level that I'm talking about, when you know that you can shift that consciousness and go anywhere, when you know that your thoughts create reality, when you know that everything that you think of gets created in an alternate realm of reality, when you know that you can create realities and basically go and do anything you want to do in a deep trance meditation state. That's right, everything's not in dreams, people. Everything is not dreaming. You can go into altered states of consciousness, shift your consciousness, and go into these realms, and it can be just like you're sitting right here watching this video. Thing with that is, you have to understand that you can't when you cross into these other realities, you can't really expect I'm trying to think of a way how to phrase this. A lot of reasons why people can't tap into this stuff, or they try and they say it doesn't work, they're trying to shift their consciousness and go into other realms, and they're expecting it to experience it the same way they experience physical reality. Physical reality is very unique and it's beautiful, but it's unique. We can only experience physical reality the way we experience it here in this reality. This is why when you shift consciousness and you enter these other states, when you're in dreams, so-called dreams, and you go into these realms, yes, you're very lucid, you're very aware, but there's always a touch of something, just a little bit off. And it's a little bit off because you're not in physical reality. You're in another reality. So it's always going to appear a little different because you're using different senses. Going back to the inner senses, my other videos, you got to learn to use those inner senses. And the physical senses are made for us to experience physical reality. Inner senses are used for other realities. So, well, I got to get out of here, man. I'm already hitting the 44 mark, and if I make a video too long, people won't watch it. All right, this is the video for now. I know I touched on many different subjects, but I'm happy to share info with all of you, here to teach, and we're all teaching each other. As I said, I'm not the guru. We're all teaching each other. We're all here to learn. And yeah, just remember, yes, I am teaching people, and I'm teaching people for free. Yes, we went into that in my last video. Spiritual frauds, people trying to take your money. But yeah, if you're going to learn from me, and if I'm teaching, I'm only trying to help you teach yourself and learn from yourself. and drop all that bullshit and nonsense about worrying about these other things out here, Illuminati, Greys, ETs, Anunnaki, and all the other stuff. I want you to touch into and tap into your real power. Why? Because you're a God, that's why. And we're all gods. And as I said, for me, I am a God. I am the most powerful God in training, and I am a powerful dark artist. Yes, I am one of the most powerful dark artists that ever existed anywhere, in any reality, in any universe. And I'm going to tell myself that every day. And if I want to use different terms, who knows? Maybe I'll change the terms in the future. But for right now, these are the terms I want to use. Now the question is, what terms are you going to use? Look yourself in the mirror. Make up any term you want. I don't care what it is. Find it and tell yourself and believe it. And believe that it's true. And it will be true. And it will guide you into other realms and a better life in this reality and in others. Alright, that's it for now. Peace, love, and harmony as always. Take care. Keep practicing. Don't give up. And yeah, get real with it. And start focusing on your power. Forget about these haters out here. Don't let people detour you. You know you have power, and it's time to start using it. Alright, take care everybody. Bye-bye.